Welcome to this week's Talking Codswallop. I'm Gemma.
And I'm Andy.
Yes.
You're waiting for James there, weren't you?
Even though it's potentially called the Gemma and Janji. Gemma and Andy Shooooow.
Well, you're on your own then if you can't get my name right. Bye.
Oh no, please stay.
3 weeks in a row. How's that? You do realise you're using up your Andy tokens.
Well, I'm taking these out of James's allocation. So, it's because he had some as well, didn't he? But he's not used them. He's not dusted them off for quite some time. So I was actually using those tokens. I hope you don't mind.
Well, they are non-transferable.
Yeah, exactly. So I just thought, it's best I use them quickly.
But they're non-transferable.
Oh, I thought, oh well. Sorry. Never mind.
It's fine.
I'll get James to send you some Jaffa cakes in the post. How's that sound?
Well, he still owes me 2 packs for the 2 fixes I gave him.
Well, yeah, there is that, yeah. Because, yeah, he is the king of breaking things, isn't he? Oh, James.
He is. Although, to be fair, one of them was Microsoft.
Yeah, we can't really blame him for that. But you still spent the time, so you still deserve those Jaffa cakes.
Exactly.
Exactly. So anyway, I know we only just spoke, but we obviously had a couple of guests on, which was a fantastic episode. So, how have you been over the weeks that we haven't spoken, I suppose?
I've been all right. Yeah.
Good.
Can't complain.
No.
Anyway, that's a short episode then.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to this week's Talking Codswallop.
She's been Gemma.
And I've been Andy.
Laters.
Potatoes. Dooded. I don't know why a blind date song came into my head. Well, my week has actually been quite nice. I've gone into the office a couple of times, so not too bad. I'm slowly building up to that, so that's good. Because June, I have to go in 5 days a week, all day. I know, but that's that. And I've said about that already, so I guess I can't really moan about it anymore. But I can. It's my podcast. I can do what I want. It's my podcast and I do what I want to.
Oh, I think one of my windows just cracked.
Well, yeah, that's Simon Cowell trying to get in. Hi, Simon. Met up with a couple of friends Sunday. So for us, yesterday. And that was nice. I haven't seen them for a while. We all used to work together. One of us, 2 of us still work together, but the other 2 have managed to escape. So it was nice to sit and catch up with everybody and see how it's going. One of them's got a house, they're trying to move house and it's really stressful for her at the moment. But yeah, it was nice to sort of catch up with some friends and do fun things, kind of thing. But chill out at the same time, Have a good old natter. Yeah. So I'm trying to think what else really. There's not really been masses that I've done. So I guess my life's pretty boring.
Well, I sat at home.
Okay.
Yeah, I just had one of those really busy weeks. So I got to the weekends. I thought, you know what? I'm going to do and see and do nothing.
Yeah.
Talk to no one, see no one, do nothing.
Do you know what? Sometimes I really love those kind of weekends though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just perfect. Especially if it's nice weather and you can just sit in the garden. Oh, that's the other thing I did. I took the dog for a walk as well, so that was nice.
Did you keep him to heel?
No, he does run off. He does run off and sort of enjoy himself. But then at the same time, if I see another... By enjoy himself, I mean sniff and wee everywhere, and like you were saying about the dog that was drooling kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Socks was drooling as well, but he does that when he just gets excited when he goes for walks, so fair enough.
He's a happy puppy.
Yeah. Well, he's not a puppy, he's nearly 9, but yeah. He's still a baby to me. But Yeah, and there was, yeah, you would be very proud of me actually. There was a couple of times where he went to go up to a couple of dogs, and I called him back to me, and then I said to the owner, "Is it all right if he comes and says hello?" And they were fine, because they had a dog as well, and their dog was off the lead, so most of the time it's fine. But then there was this little girl who was a bit frightened of him, so he obviously had sensed it himself. But I called him to me and I put him on the lead so we could walk past him, past the little girl. So yeah, I am a responsible dog owner, and of course I pick up the poo-poos as well. Don't pick up the weeds though.
Awesome.
Yeah,
and that's how it should be.
Yeah, I mean, he, like I said, he always goes off the lead. He's a collie cross, so he's very, very energetic. So to keep him on the lead the whole time, he would hate that. So
Well, that's it.
Yeah. But again, you've got to be, like we said last week, you've got to be mindful of the fact that other dogs aren't necessarily friendly, though. Yeah. Or he wants to say hello to everyone. And that was actually one thing that did happen, was he kind of bolted a little bit. Not far, I could still see him. But he saw another dog and he went round the corner, and then that dog snapped at him. And I went, "Oh God, sorry." And then I called him over. And then, like I said, he came to me. But, I didn't notice the other dog, so I didn't sort of, because it was like quite a high grassed area kind of thing. And, the owner's like, "Oh no, I'm sorry that my dog snapped." I went, to be honest, it doesn't matter. I said, sometimes he needs to be put in his place. It wasn't going to be a vicious attack. It was just a warning, go away kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, sometimes dogs do need to be put in their place, as in, fuck off, leave me alone.
Oh, Lacey does it to Levi all the time.
Yeah.
When Levi's being a dick, she's like, "Fuck off."
Yeah. Nails out and slapping him round the face. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And she's got quite a deep hiss as well.
Oh, nice. How are your putty cats, by the way?
They're fat and furry, but otherwise good. Yes, they've got me wrapped around their little paws. It was embarrassing. I had a friend over. My friend from Germany came over to visit.
Oh yeah.
And Levi's a kilo overweight, and Lacey's about 400 grams overweight. So I'm doing my best to monitor their food and try not to overfeed them. But by God, Levi was throwing some enormous temper tantrums. Mm-hmm. And at one point, he has this really annoying habit of pushing the cat flap. So he's almost like he's just pushing it, and then you hear this. And my friend was like, "What the hell is that?" And I went, "That's Levi. He wants food." And then when you don't react to that, my flooring is wood, and what they've done is when they've prepped when they've made the planks up, they've taken the knots out and put like a black resin.
Okay.
And then cut the wood. But that leaves some quite sort of like, almost like a rat's tail type shapes.
Okay,
so he comes click, you can just click, 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 click over the floor, and then all of a sudden you just, and you look at him and he's jumping up from the spot and he's pouncing. Like the Arctic fox thing from the BBC. Yeah, just imagine that, but with not being snow. Yeah, so he's just jumping up in the air and then coming down trying to catch it. And then he just looks at me. He goes, "See, I'm hungry." You've got fucking biscuits, and B, you don't need the fucking biscuits.
No.
And Madam Chops, I got custom blinds, so they fit inside of the window frame, and they're sort of blacked out.
Fair enough, yep.
And her ladyship... so when I'm sat in my sim rig racing, I do it in VR, so I can't see what's around me. I'm off because I've got the VR headset on.
Yeah. And
when I come out the race, I can just hear the blind being pulled back and then released, so it hits the window because it's suspended in the window frame.
Yep.
And they've all got holes in, and they're torn, and they're not even 12 months old.
Oh no.
And they were fucking expensive.
Oh no. Yeah, especially as they were custom made. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's the problem is you just can't have nice things with pets, can you? Maybe with a
No.
pet tortoise, maybe, but
Well, it would still jizz when you pick it up, no doubt.
yeah, yeah, probably.
But I got a new sofa. And things I knew what would happen, so I just got a cheap one from IKEA, and I was vindicated for my sort of tightness because literally 5 minutes just clearing away all the boxes, and I hear this I turn round. Her Royal Highness is then going, "Yep, this is mine, thank you."
Oh no! Is that on the bottom part of the sofa, or is that on the sort of the arms?
On the arms.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there is a scratching bed post right next to either side of the sofa.
Yeah.
But that's got my scent on it. This isn't, so I'm going to do it right here. Thank you.
Yes. This is new, and I need to make it mine. Yes.
Exactly. Stop staring and tidy up, Father. Come on.
Well, as we seem to be in Pet Corner, we'll carry on with Pet Corner for a moment. But yeah, Graham told us the other day that because there's kind of a Codswallop as well. So I'm leading into Codswallop slowly, easing our way in today. No, it's basically that there's a local vets, which I won't name because, you don't name and shame. But if anyone who is in Weymouth and Dorset and actually is listening, please let me know. And you have a pet, obviously, let me know because I'll advise you which vet to use rather than the one that's the shit one. Anyway, excuse me. Yeah, so, Graham, this weekend, he turned around to me and he goes, Socks had to have his, MOT, so to speak, the yearly sort of checkups where he has to get weighed and all that kind of thing. Well, apparently, they didn't bother to weigh him. They basically didn't do any of the checks, really. They just gave him his injections, which, obviously, fair enough, they gave him his injections. And so for ages, I've been sort of saying to Graham, look, we need to try and get to Vets for Pets. Sponsor us this week's Vets for Pets. Let's see if you do a better job than Shaw did. No, and anyway, so he's all signed up with them because they weren't basically because of lockdown and whatnot, they weren't taking new pets, but they are now, and so it's all good. So he went to go and have a checkup today, Mr. Socks did, and he is good, but he's getting arthritis in the back of his legs. In his back legs, sorry, not in the back of his legs.
Oh, poor little man.
Yeah, and but it's a typical thing because he's part Labrador, so it's a typical thing for a Labrador. But the collie in him wants to play and bounce around all the time, so it's it's really hard to kind of say, no, we can't play with you. And apparently he was 2 kilos overweight or something, which for his size isn't horrendous. But yeah, we do need to sort of stop giving him the little naughty bits and stuff like that, which we are pretty terrible at doing, to be honest.
How can you resist the eyes?
That's then the drool coming out of his mouth. Yeah. I can't eat eggs anymore because of that drool. Not to mention the eggy farts that we get as well. But the previous vet, apparently he was in there for about 8 minutes to have a proper checkup, which is not enough time at all. And yeah, when they went today, he said it was Graham said it was like a breath of fresh air. It was completely different. And he also said that they were in there for about 20 minutes, which is about right, isn't it? For a pet checkup sort of thing. And but because of his, the arthritis in his legs, we're only allowed to play with him 4 days a week, 4 times a day. But for minimal time. So, yeah, before we started recording, he was looking at me going, come on, let's play. Come on, let's play. And I was like, no, we're not playing. I was like, stop looking at me, go away. I hate saying no to that dog.
Well, while you were telling me that, I just sent something to your mailbox, and then you tell me how you can resist that in the morning.
Oh, well, my phone's on charge at the moment, so shall I get up and go and get it?
Go get it, yeah.
Okay, right. You entertain the masses, the millions.
This segment is brought to you by Vets at Pets.
Oh my God. I mean, this is taking forever because I have to now sign in. So, oh my God, Andy, what is this? I've not even got to it yet.
It's like an onion. The layers.
I mean, you could have just done a screenshot and, sent it across to me that way.
Do you know what I could have done? But I'm on my laptop, so I thought, fuck it, I'll use my laptop.
Oh, okay. Salty Tadpoles, by the way, it just took me about 3 to 4 minutes. Well, I was going to work on the basis of it being reality. 3 to 4 minutes to be able to find where Andy actually sent it to me. I was expecting it on WhatsApp. It wasn't on WhatsApp. And then he said he sent it to my personal email. He didn't. He sent it to the group email. And then I had to log in to everything. Just to see the picture, but it is absolutely worth it. It is 2 very, 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 very beautiful kitty cats. So, yeah, and they're obviously Andy's cats. He's not just sending out random pictures of putty cats. Or random pictures of pussy.
I want to see my pussies. But how could you resist that? You're there eating your muesli.
I know.
And your Greek yogurt, and then these 2 starving little orphans, they come up and... Yeah, Lacey, she's the cheeky one. She'll actually get up on her hind legs, put her paws on my bowl, and then try and bring my bowl down to her level. If she can't, she'll just try and pull herself up so she can get her little snout in for some creaky yogurty goodness.
Aww. Well, Mr. Socks, I mean, we're still on Pet Corner, so, we may never get off this Salty Tadpole, so if you don't like animals, sorry this week. But, you filthy animals, you. But did
I tell you about the...
I don't think I'd finished, but okay.
Oh, so sorry.
No, that's fine.
Continue.
Thank you ever so much. That's staying in, definitely. He's got a tendency to put his front paws down and bend as if he's going to lay down, but his arse is still stuck up in the air. I'm just like, seriously, dog, I don't want to see your arsehole. Put your bum down. Yeah. Go on, what are you going to say?
Did I tell you about the £50 shave?
No.
Bless him. So, yeah, Mr. Butter wouldn't melt in his mouth. I'd obviously had a little scrap with someone, and he caught a nick on the side of his face.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, and it got infected. So I looked at him, and he's like, that old cartoon image of someone with a tooth infection, the whole face goes out like a melon. Yeah, that was like him. I was like, ooh, and I had a little feel, and I could feel something there. So I called up the vet, and I was like, I think he's got a cyst. Can I bring him in? Just check it out. No, yeah. But we can't see him today. Bring him in tomorrow. So, all right, no worries. Of course, there's absolutely nothing I can do with him. of course he's scratching away, and he burst it.
Oh.
Yeah. So we cleaned it up, and I thought, well, I best take him anyway, because he's scratched it, and he's been outside, and no doubt he's been rolling around in the mud. So I took him to the vet, and of course he was all Mr. Distressed, crying out, breaking my heart, calling me a bad father, and all that good stuff. Anyone who'd listened, do you know what I mean? He was giving it large.
Yeah.
So we got to the vet, and they took him away and brought him back, and they shaved his cheek, and they went, yeah, no, that's fine. It's completely drained. Looks really clean. So yeah, no worries. Just make sure you keep it clean.
Oh no, another twat tax then.
Yeah, and they were like, yeah, and that'd be £50, please.
Oh no.
Oh wow, I know you're a specialist, but really, 50 quid.
Yeah, that is a lot. That is an awful lot. So yeah,
but that's the fees, aren't they? You don't pay for the treatments per se. You pay for the time, but yeah, the things that we do to keep our loved ones safe.
Yeah, I mean, is there a minimum charge? Is that the minimum charge, 50 quid?
I imagine that was, yeah. That was probably just the consultant fee, for the appointment.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that is a lot. But yeah, and because of the value of it as well, it's not high enough for you to be able to claim against it, is it? So, because most pet insurance, it's like, oh, if you spend over, I don't know, 300 quid or whatever with that. Well, I don't know if it's the same for you, but...
Well, see, I haven't actually insured them.
You still haven't?
No, I mean, they're 3, so I'll give it another couple of years, and then I'll start considering. Because then, there'll be, 5 going on 6. I mean, although cats generally will live to like 18, 20.
Yeah.
But yeah, now they're sort of... I guess they're adults now. They're no longer adolescents. No,
yeah. I don't know if it works the same in dog years as it does in cat. Is there such a thing as cat years? I can't remember.
I don't know. I mean, they both still act like 5-year-olds trapped in a cat's body. I love them to bits, but my God, I've got 2 chavvy cats.
Oh no, you just want to get a couple of shell suits. Well, not that shell suits even really exist anymore, but shell suits for them.
Yeah. Honestly, if they could tuck their socks into their the trousers, they would do.
Yeah.
And wear sliders.
Yeah, put their hair up on a fountain ponytail for Lexi.
That's it.
Yeah, but no but.
I woke up to half a starling this morning.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was Princess, I think, did that one. Because Levi was still bugging me for biscuits, and Lacey was fast asleep. So.
Oh, was it bottom end or top end?
It was literally there was no chest.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So there was literally a top half if you're looking down on the bird, so to speak. Yeah. And some tail feathers. So I was like, okay. I hadn't even had my coffee. I walked downstairs. There it is on the step, and I'm like, okay. And you're not going to eat that, Levi? No, you want your biscuits? Okay, fine. Daddy will clean this up for you and your sister. Stick the coffee on, get the dustpan, sweep it up, and then I've got some, 4 or 5 trees out the front. It's like a little wooded area. Yeah, throw it straight in there. The cats or the foxes can have that later. Yeah.
Right, where's my coffie? Don't look at me, you've got your biscuits, eat them.
What did you go? Fly, my pretties, fly.
I was like, if you bug me for this, you can fuck off.
Oh no. Oh dear. I don't know, should we get out of Pet Corner? Because, just so the Salty Tadpoles are aware, we never plan anything to talk about, so this is just organic and natural. Or should we stay here?
Yeah.
We
will go where the people want us to go.
Yeah, well, Most people want you to talk into your microphone instead of turning your head away, but there we have it.
What was that?
Stop it.
Oh dear. Do you know what? I might send this back and I might get one of those stage mics, you know, the one that you sellotape to your face.
No, because then we'd go back to having the nasal breathing, and that wasn't really fun either. You're such an ass. You're such an ass. Oh dear.
Yeah,
but,
here I am.
And yet, I had to call on you and say, Andy, are you available to record it all, please?
You see, Salties, this is what James puts her through.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Or rather, long COVID puts Gem through.
Well, yeah. There's just to remind everybody, there's 2 people that suffer with that on this podcast. It's hard to believe that I'm still struggling, but, you know, I put a brave face on everybody.
It's not a competition.
No, it's not a competition. It's just proof of how better women are.
I'm safe over here because my COVID was more like a heavy cold. It was a real glancing blow.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad in some ways. I'm glad when I hear that people only had it that badly, if you know what I mean. Because, when it knocks your socks off, it really knocks your socks off. It's not good.
No, and hopefully over time it will get less and less.
Yeah, I mean, it's already getting less. So not less and less, but less. So, yeah, it's a case that I think I can't remember if I talked about this on the podcast or not, so I do apologise for repeating myself. Not to you, Andy. I don't care about you. But the salty tadpoles.
And we wonder why James doesn't show up.
I was going to say, you wouldn't think that Andy's actually doing me a favour right now, would you? Taking the piss. But no, now I've lost my train of thought. But no, I was going to say that I have more better days now. But the problem is when I have bad days, it hits me like a ton of bricks, you know. Yeah. So it really knocks my socks off. So so I'm sorry if I've said that before on the podcast, but you know, tough. I've said it again. I can't remember every single thing. Well, you're 40 now,
so, you know, losing your memory is part of the deal.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. Actually, no, that was on a serious note, that was the scariest part of the long COVID and stuff, because my memory's always been really, really good, you know, but yeah, not being able to remember stuff, which I'm a lot better kind of with that now, but not being able to remember stuff really scared me at one point. But yeah, it's coming back now. It's getting there, so it's all good.
I just wonder, am I the only one who secretly wouldn't mind another pandemic for just another couple of years to be able to kind of just sit in silence at home?
No, I 100%. I would love to have that as well myself. So
yeah, I mean, the death bit, and you know, obviously, I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
No,
you know, but it was quite nice when the introverts ruled for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Perhaps like the World Cup, every 4 years we get a go.
Yeah. I think definitely coming out of lockdown. I mean, I don't want it in the sense of how strict real lockdown was, that, you know, like we had to queue up to go into shops and stuff like that. Not quite that dramatic, but yeah, you know, at least working from, well, I suppose you work from home anyway, don't you? But, you know, permanently working from home, not being able to go out much. But then it's like I did miss going to see music. Not that I saw it very much, but I missed the fact that I couldn't go, if you know what I mean. And like going to the cinema and stuff like that as well. So
it is a very strange feeling where, you know, I can't talk for you, but certainly for me, not doing anything is it's a choice. That's a choice that I've made.
Yeah.
To have that choice taken away, it irks. It really does. It's like, I just want the option to do something. Don't tell me that I can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like enforcing, well, I'm sort of mirroring what you're saying here, but like enforcing the fact that you can't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, but then, you know, deep down, I'm a little bit of a rebel, so I want to do the opposite of what I'm told to do anyway. So, you know,
Quite contrarian.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, as soon as somebody says, "Oh, don't do that," I'll be like, "Oh, what is that button that I can't push over there that I really want to push now? That if nobody had pointed it out to me, I didn't want to do beforehand, kind of thing." But no, I'm definitely that kind of. I'm like very inquisitive of. Ooh, I know I shouldn't be doing this.
Are you one of those annoying people? Does that hurt?
No.
Okay, so at least you don't push people's boils on their forehead.
No, because it might pop and that's gross. Yeah, no, there's a couple, I think I may have said this as well before, but there's like a couple of people that would they're kind of like, they don't physically do it, but the way sometimes they speak, it's kind of like they're doing that whole poke you in the arm thing, but constantly, and it's like, oh, God, go away, leave me alone.
It's like a jackhammer to the brain.
Yes, yeah, definitely. So, I was in the office today and I had to, I turned on a podcast for a bit because it was so noisy in there today. It was really hard to concentrate. But, unfortunately though, the only problem is that with the headset that I've got, it's only got one ear.
Ooh.
So the other side has got like a little, that it clips to the side of your head sort of thing. So one of my ears was being entertained by something quite comical. The other one was being entertained by the shit that was going on in the office, but there we have it. At least I could semi-zone out, so that wasn't too bad. But yeah, I mean, there's times when I do miss going into the office, but I like the idea of missing not going into the office as well. Like you said. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm like you. I really enjoy working from home. Mm-hmm. I really do. But there are days when I just want to go in the office, not actually to do any work, but just to catch up, just to go and say hello and catch up with people. Just general gossip. Really? With that? All that kind of gossip, as well as then just sort of bounce ideas around.
Yeah.
But it's difficult.
As soon as you get there, you'll be like, I want to go home. Yeah.
Exactly. No sooner have I put my laptop on, I'm thinking, right, how long can I stay for before it's too early?
5 minutes? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, see you later, guys.
Oh, 1 second, my phone's going, what? You need me on a call right now? Okay. Oh, sorry, guys, gotta go.
Sorry, guys, it's the cats. They need me.
That's it.
Yeah. But yeah. Oh, the other thing that happened this week as well was, sorry, we're all over the place, but it don't really matter. But it's me anyway that's doing it.
Well, to be fair, you could edit this into any fucking order you like.
I could, but why make something that's natural and wonderful into an edited piece of, I don't know.
Into a polished piece of engineering.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, no, you can't polish a turd, can you?
No, you're right. Another episode title. Although I have to check back because we may have used that episode title, I'm not sure. But you can sprinkle some magic on it, there you go.
Or just spray it.
Yeah, could spray it, make it silver. Let's just completely change the subject now. So my subject that I'm about to go into is a little bit on the tricky side, I suppose, to speak about, because it's hard because there's a lot of people with different viewpoints on it. So I may just touch upon it quickly, but the reason why I'm bringing it up is also a little bit funny as well. So on Portland, which is obviously very close to me, we are getting I can't remember what the kind of ship was, but it's a ship, but it's got full of
you've got the refugee barge.
Yes, thank you.
The floating barge.
Yes, so we've got the refugee barge that's it's going to set up completely on Portland, which Portland's not that big of a place. It's only like 100-foot kind of place. It's really not that big. I mean, it's not tiny either, but it's not huge. And they're going to be sort of staying there permanently with a kind of the people can come off the boat and there's a curfew, say, I don't know, they've got to be back on the boat by 8 o'clock at night or whatever. But there's a lot of people that are kind of torn on the decision because, of course, we don't want anyone to, like, suffer. Because obviously there's a lot of horror stories that, you know, are real life for these people, you know, that are actually happening. But then you're also getting the people that are doing that kind of thing on those boats as well, you know, because they're claiming that they're, you know, oh, woe is me, you know, I'm, you know, down, you know, whatever, you know, kind of thing. But yeah, so, and we're all a little bit on the cautious side as well because of that, because there's like, I've said before that I could take the dog down this walkway, which is called the Rodwell Trail, sorry. And, you know, it's in the daytime, it's perfectly fine, but at nighttime you wouldn't want to walk it because there's a lot of bushes around and really could be a dangerous area. And it's not even a joke about that, really. I mean, we could make a joke about it, but, you know, it could be Andy in the bushes from last week coming up behind everyone. So there you go. I've made it a little...
Keep your dog on a lead.
I've made it a little bit lighthearted for you there. But, you know, and it's like we're worried that, you know, like people are going to kind of, you know, they're going to come off the boat and then they're going to use that area sort of thing, and is it going to be safe for us to walk around? And so all of these things are going on, and obviously the big part is that we don't want anyone to suffer as well, you know. So, and then the other side of the coin is we finally got rid of Gary Glitter and now we've got like refugees instead, you know. So it's like, come on now, guys. Yeah, the reason why I actually bring it up is because I drove over to Portland, which is on Saturday when I went to take the dog for a walk. And there were some people that were protesting it. So, you know, and it was a really calm protest at that point. You know, I'm pretty certain it's remained that way. But at that point, when I was driving, there was probably about 7 people there. And there was 3 police officers. And I was like, seriously? Do you not think it's a bit overkill to have 3 police officers for 7 protesters? I was like, seriously, what is going on? I was like, slow business day, guys. On the way back, I mean, there was probably about 25 people there. But, you know, it still wasn't a lot of people, you know, and it's still... yeah, a bit of overkill.
So what are they protesting? The fact that it's in Portland or the fact that they're keeping them on a barge?
The fact that it's on Portland.
So it's sort of like not in my backyard, sort of.
Kind of, yeah. But like I said at the beginning as well, it isn't a big place. So, I mean, obviously it's close to Weymouth, which is a bigger place. But, you know, Portland itself is really not the massive place. It's already got 2 prisons on there. You know, and I can kind of see it from their point of view. I can see it from the other side's point of view. And I also see it from my own point of view, which is like, I don't really care what goes on, really, as long as it doesn't affect me. But, you know, it's, yeah, they're saying that they don't want the barges there.
To be fair, no one wants that.
No.
You know, and the thing is, I think you're right to be concerned in one way.
Yeah.
Because there's always, I hate this phrase, there are always a few bad apples.
Yes.
You know, it's true, not 100%. It's not 100% bad people. It's not 100% good people. It's a mix of people, and there will always be crime. And the problem is that 1 or 2 incidents will be leapt on by those who don't want it there. Yeah,
exactly.
But equally, if you've seen some of the piss poor conditions that are being kept in. You can kind of see why. So, it's not nice. There are no winners in that at all.
No, absolutely. And that's why I said sort of at the beginning that I'm torn with the, you know, almost like torn with the conversation as well, because I know that so many people have got different opinions about these things. But at the same time, you know, I'm allowed to express my own opinion as well, which I kind of didn't really do because I haven't really got an opinion on the matter. It's more... I'm just absorbing the information that's given to me on both sides and then just being like, well, let's see how it goes, you know.
What was your preference? Or what would What would you like to see?
I mean,
in an ideal world,
Yeah, you sound a bit echoey now, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Perfect. Thank you. In an ideal world, I think, I mean, it kind of doesn't feel fair to me that they're on a boat, first of all. It's like, because they're not really gonna, they're not, I mean, I don't know what this boat, barge, whatever it is like, but it's not a home, is it? It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't feel like a home, and I think, it would be amazing if we could have a place or a couple of places around the world that could house them. I don't want anyone to suffer. I'd never, ever want anyone to suffer. But there is also that concern. So I am really torn with giving a proper answer. Not giving a proper answer, but I'm really torn on my answer to that question in a way, because I don't want anyone to suffer. But then also you do worry about like you said earlier, the bad apples that are going to come along, and they are going to they'll be making out that they're actually, really destitute and, or they've been abused or whatever, for example, but they're actually the people that are doing it,
And that's the thing, even for myself, that, because I was talking with a friend, and one idea that I did have, I even self-recognised that optically it doesn't look good, and it's very dark overtones, but, and it's all kind of interlinked, is that, last year there was a lot of food that was left to rot in our fields.
Yeah.
There was a lot of shortages in labour, sort of generally everywhere.
Yeah.
That, while these people are waiting to be processed by the Home Office, let them earn a little bit of money to pay back into the society, even if it's just through paying value-added tax on the stuff that they're buying, to clothe themselves, to feed themselves, what have you. Give them a little bit of self-worth.
Yeah.
And maybe you could do that in a controlled environment, but then I just thought, oh God, no, that's a chain gang. Now you've got refugees and you're basically creating a work camp. And it's like,
yeah.
No, I very quickly backed out of that idea, but, because it's one of these things that we do need the workforce, because we have people that are not willing to work or can't work. There's a bit of both who should be out there doing this. We don't have the visas because we didn't grant enough. And we've got people who want to come to this country to start a new life. Mm-hmm. Well, here's an opportunity it's not ideal, but at least while we're waiting for the paperwork to be processed, you can earn, minimum wage or something, and give something back to the country you may want to settle in,
Yeah, no, see, I can see. I mean, I can see the negatives to your idea. Don't get me wrong, but I can definitely.
There are a lot of them.
Yes, and we'll bypass them very quickly. But no, like if you, for example, if you wanted to go to Australia or if you wanted to go to America, you've got to apply for a visa and you've got to run all these tests and pass all these tests and stuff like that. That. I to be honest, I've never tried to come into the UK in that sense, so I don't know if we do it as well, but I doubt we do. But we've gone very political. We've gone from animals to COVID to political. Sorry, guys. But no, it's I think it's just the fact that I've lost track of what I was saying. But no, what you were saying, like almost sort of kind of earn your way and maybe make a business out of it, so that you have made your own income instead of relying on the state, I guess, isn't it, really?
And pay back into the system that you are kind of taking from, or, goes into sort of board and lodgings, to pay back, while it's all being processed. But it's a difficult one. There is no clear answer other than, ideally, they don't want to be in the UK.
No.
Some of them don't want to be here. They'd rather be back home, but, they can't. Some want to be here for economic reasons and they'd want to send money back home, But
also some are also being realistic as well. Some are also here because other countries don't want them. So,
exactly.
For example, France. We'll use that as an example because, I've not got a problem with French people, but,
Yeah.
French people in the UK don't like each other, do they? So
No. And it starts on the North African shores of the Mediterranean.
yeah.
And then they go over to Spain and Italy,
Yeah.
Or they come in through the sides overland from the Baltic. They don't all make a beeline for the UK. Let's not kid ourselves.
No. Oh, let's just check out this small island over here and see what.
That's
I mean,
it. Fog, you say? Grey skies. Sun only 3 days a year, you say? God, point me in the direction of.
These people claim that it's a flood, but actually it's a puddle. Yeah.
It will stop at 2 millimetres of snow. Whole country grinds to a stop, you say?
Well, I have to argue with that. Not the entire country. The northerners do not stop. Let's put it that way.
Okay, yeah.
It's us southerners that are the stoppers at 2 well, not even, like you said, 2
2 mil.
millimeters. Yeah. A flake and we stop. Oh dear. So let's get off the political stuff now. But it was actually quite good to sort of get that off my chest as well. So indeed. Indeed.
I have no opinion either way.
I can neither confirm or deny. Sorry, James, I love you, really. We really do. Oh, blimey. Someone just banged something then and it scared the hell out of me. Well, is there anything funny that you'd like to talk about? Or did you see Eurovision?
No, thank God it's another year I've managed to escape it.
I tell you what, though, I did watch some of it, and it was actually, there was a heavy metal band from Germany in it.
Yeah.
I really liked them. They were really good. I mean, they came last, and we came second from last because we absolutely deserved to not even be on the board because it was awful. But the UK's submission, that was really awful. But no, this heavy metal band. Let me see if I can find what they're called. I really, really like them though. They reminded me of somebody, and I couldn't quite work out who that somebody was though. That was the only thing. They're called Lord of the Lost, and they were really, really good. I like them. There was also an Australian band. I didn't really. We kind of put it on late, really. But yeah, it was sort of towards the end.
Sorry, I didn't realise the European Union stretched that far.
No, I know. Basically, what happened with that, because we had to Google it because we were all like, "Well, why is Australia there?" But like you just did, basically. And but basically, it was like they invited Australia to join in 2021, I think it was, and ever since they've said, "Oh, well, actually, we'll keep you until 2025." So I don't know. I'm not really 100% sure why they were invited, but I mean, why not? Australia. I mean, it would be lovely to have the, let's go over to Eurovision.
Oh yeah, I mean, nothing against it, but
yeah,
at what point does it stop becoming Eurovision?
Yeah,
and
it's
just
global vision. Yeah,
global vision or vision.
Yeah. But I have to say as well, Graham Norton was one of the hosts, and he was.
Was he still doing it?
Yeah, he is, and he was really funny. He was kind of doing it, sort of hosting it while watching it, if you know what I mean. So he was he wasn't on screen for all of it. He was for some of it as well, but he was sort of like, saying, "Oh, well, I quite, like, for example, the German one." He goes, "Oh, I really like that German song. They could be potentially in there for winning," kind of thing. The only problem is that I'm not sure if it was a bit scary and I don't want to hear it again, kind of thing. And it's like, what? And he was just talking over everybody else who was supposed to be hosting stuff, and it was just like, oh, Graham Norton's really making me laugh.
Oh, bless. Was it like someone left Grandpa's mic on?
Yeah, it was almost like that. Yeah, definitely. So he was like in the hosting, box kind of thing or whatever it was. But yeah, he was definitely very funny. So yeah, we don't normally watch it. It just happened to be on, and there was all pretty lights and stuff, and we could go boo and hiss and nil pois.
I think I've never got into, even as a kid, I never got into the pageantry of Eurovision.
No, I mean, potentially when I was a kid, but it's more the fact that it's just if there's really nothing else to watch, it's just stick it on or do something else, kind of thing.
I mean, you could have put some paint on the wall and then watch that.
Could have. To be fair, I was listening to it more than I was just playing on my phone like the millennial that I am.
Yeah. Wasn't there a TSD video whittering on about in an episode ago?
I don't know.
I half listen. I don't always listen to everything that they say.
Okay, Mike, back to your mouth again.
Sorry.
That's all right. Good boy. Here's a biscuit. Here's
Jaffa cake.
Jaffa cake, yeah. We need to do a visual podcast, even if it's not released on YouTube or whatever, we need to do a visual podcast just so that I can see that you're actually talking into your microphone. Yeah. But what's this about TSD?
I was going to say, if you're really stuck for something to do, you could have watched their video. Not that I watched it, but
no.
I was scrolling through Reddit, and for some reason, I am a member of the group, although I've never been in it, and it just flashed up something about the video.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not familiar. Is it like to do with a Patreon or something, or?
They interviewed someone recently.
Oh,
some comedian guy.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I was half listening.
Yeah. I'm a bit behind on, I'm catching up with all of my podcasts at the moment, so.
I'd tell you what I found with podcasts is it's become like music for me now, that it's now more background.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially during the week when I'm working. I don't really listen to podcasts at the weekend unless I'm out running.
Yeah.
But generally sort of when I'm not on a conference call, I've got the podcast on. But more and more, I've gone, oh, what did they talk about in that last episode? Not necessarily Tez, but any of the podcasts I listen to.
Yeah. Yeah, you're sort of half listening. Although Salty Tadpoles, I recommend you fully listen to all episodes that are done by the Talking Codswallop podcast.
Yes.
Let's not forget that we're actually on said podcast right now.
I mean, we do it for your benefit, and that's what made me sort of think, maybe I should cut back on the number of podcasts. Because it's not just about the numbers, is it? The download numbers is actually, people have taken their time out to say something on mic. Least you could do is fucking listen.
Well, that is it. I mean, there are certain ones that are background, but yeah, for the most part, mine are, I'm listening to them while I'm working. It's something to keep me entertained while I'm doing the same old thing day in, day out.
Don't you zone out?
Sometimes, and then I go, oh, what did I miss? Because somebody laughed on the podcast or whatever, and then I just rewind it, and then I'll go, oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah. But yeah, if I'm really concentrating on something, yeah, I do. I do tend to zone out of things, but and sometimes I might have gone, oh, it's finished. But then there's certain podcasts that I listen to, like Last Podcast on the Left, which is a true crime one, but they're kind of comedy true crime. They're quite gripping, especially when they do their actual true crime stuff. So they've got a thing. They've got 2 episodes a week basically. So they've got one that's called Side Stories, which they're just basically covering news stories, and it's like a bit more on the comical side. And then they've got the true crime side of things, and yeah, they do keep me quite gripped. So yeah. Sometimes I forget what I'm actually supposed to be doing. But
Well, they're the ones I save for when I go running. like this podcast I save.
Yes, of course.
Although it is really weird hearing yourself when you're...
I know. Believe it or not, not believe it or not, but I absolutely know, because obviously we're recording it now.
Yeah.
I then have to edit it, and I'm listening to us, and I'm like, I forgot to say a certain word, or I always pick up on the fact that I'm like, I didn't even finish that sentence, or because I actually forgot to finish the sentence or whatever. And then I go out in my car and I listen to it, and then when it drops I go, I'll just listen to it quickly so that it gets some download. So about 4 times I listen. So, but thank you for still listening, even though you're on the show.
Oh yeah.
Well, this is...
Oh,
sorry, go on.
I was saying, just thank you for the edit.
You're welcome.
And the publishing, and the tagging, and the promotion, and everything
else.
you do.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to be finally appreciated. Thank you ever so much.
So if you could, everyone please send in the laced chocolate to Gemma as a big thank you.
Yeah, I'm slowly working my way through yours, Nathan. It's all good. No, I'm not. I haven't actually started it yet, but yeah, they're there when I have that sugar craving, so it's all good. I was thinking, do you know what? We've been talking for about 60 minutes, give or take, with the few edits that we've got to make, so about 50 minutes. Should we bypass, because we seem to have bypassed Codswallop this week, so should we just bypass Story of the Week as well, and then just have this as a Gemma and Andy rambling show?
The Gemma and Andy show.
Yeah, I think that's probably the good thing that we should do. So it's not exactly a Talking Codswallop episode, but we have definitely been talking a lot of Codswallop this week, haven't we, Andy?
When one has been facing the microphone, yes.
Yes. You've only messed up a couple of times, so it's quite good. I'm marking
I'm
them
rusty.
down. Each time you mess up, I take a bite of Jaffa cake. So it's one less Jaffa cake you can have.
So it'll just be an empty box.
Exactly. Yeah. Or soon it will be those blackcurrant flavoured ones, or whatever it was that they're, all the different new flavours. Yeah. See, if you mess up too many times, I will send some of those to you instead.
Yuck. But I did try. Did you try the new mint 12? Or have you seen the new mint 12?
I didn't know there was a mint one, actually, no.
Yeah. I came across it in the Tesco's Express this morning.
Again, you need to stop coming across things. I know, it's exciting.
But I like to leave my mark. How else am I supposed to replicate?
Exactly. Some unsuspecting person comes along and goes, "Ew, why is it sticky? Why is my twirl hard?" But no, I didn't know that they had the mint version. I would definitely be checking that out, because I love chocolate and mint. So chocolate and orange and chocolate and mint are my 2 favourites. So yeah. Without the cum.
That's like salted caramel. It's just a cheaper version.
Yeah. So anyway, Andy, I think we've been talking enough Codswallop this week. I've been Gemma.
I've been Andy.
I can't anymore. No. Salted caramel. Yuck. All right, let's do
Without good vitamin E.
And we're out of it. No, you never know. Me, I don't shy away from a serious conversation, so it's all good. Yeah. Right, well, let's do our outro properly. So,
all right, that's not it.
No, because we were just laughing through it. Well, I think that we've been talking enough Codswallop this week. I have been Gemma.
And I've been Andy.
You certainly have. Thank you for bringing the funny again, Andy. And the serious and the animal chat.
Super sub strikes again.
Yes. Well, becoming the sub.
Well, at this point, James is going to be the sub.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
3 in a row.
Yeah, baby. Talk to me when it's 260 in a row.
Oh, no, I'll take another break by then.
Fair enough.